I'm Mark Howells, Chief Strategist at Dakota Ridge Marketing. Just thought I'd record some thoughts about differentiation and just different aspects of content marketing in order to differentiate as a tech company. First of all, just market saturation. It's something that, of course, you deal with all the time. Latest numbers from ConnectWise are that there's actually now 90,000 MSPs in the US alone. That's obviously, one-off tech people who leave and create their own MSP, admittedly, but basically the tail of the tape is that there's a ton of you out there, and you need to differentiate and need to compete somehow. So I think, standing out with a strong online presence, just to get those eyes, get the awareness going. You need an engaging website that is not just focused on your services. It needs to really encompass everything that the prospect, that company that's reading it, is looking for. Social media, visual content like video, infographics, all those elements have to these days be a part of what you're doing. Consistency is another big thing. You have to be consistent in what you're doing. Unfortunately, the spray and pray or throw it against the wall and see what sticks methodology just doesn't work these days. Prospects need 10, 11, 12 touches before they're willing to really talk to any of your sales team. Unique offers is another thing that really, I think, stands out as something that you have to pull together in order to differentiate. This is something that we're talking to our clients a lot about recently. And it's really just, everyone has assessments, everyone has these specific offers that they're putting out there. Prospects have heard it before. Let's dive into some different elements. What's going to really engage them and get them excited about getting on the phone with you? One other aspect that I think a lot of IT companies are not doing is just SEO. And I know it's kind of plain Jane marketing, if you will, but especially with SGE now, Search Generative Experience, it's really important to get to the top of the heap, because when somebody is searching, they have a pain point and they're searching for some help. You have to be there. You have to be, front and center with your content, with all the services that you provide. One other thing I was thinking about, just to talk about, is service differentiation. And different elements like cybersecurity used to differentiate, right? It was a solution that you could provide that other competitors weren't providing. But nowadays, just a stat to pull is vCISO services. Now, 85% of MSPs by the end of 2024 are supposed to have those services. So again, it's if there's something new that you're doing, awesome, lean into it. But for a lot of these services that you're offering, pretty much everyone else in MSP land is offering the same. So I think some ways to differentiate just around services is customer testimonials, case studies, making sure those are all pulled together to showcase, hey, it's not only, yes, we have this little placard on our our sign that says we do these services, but how do we do them? What are the results? What are the outcomes? What's the relationship of working with clients that we have through, bringing this to fruition for that service? So those different pieces. Another thing I would recommend is just hosting webinars. A lot of people, as you know, there's a huge education gap, a knowledge gap between what you know and what those prospects out there know and understand. So they may not even understand why they need certain services. Getting on, again, either a video or a webinar where you can convey, that thought leadership, convey why you need to have these services from you, I think is another differentiator that you can pull together. With all of this said, though, one thing that, again, has come up a lot recently just in this election year and with the economy the way it is how does your sales process tie into your marketing? And that's something that I think is really important to take a look at. If you're doing a lot of this top of funnel, middle of funnel kind of marketing, you're getting a lot of awareness, awesome. But the whole point is obviously revenue, right? It's getting those sales calls, it's converting those into revenue. So taking a look at just a deep dive into how that sales process aligns with all of that, making sure that process is consistent. There's a lot of elements to it, a lot of touch points that are needed, a lot of personalization. And that's a huge piece, I think. I wasn't going to dive into the sales process in this video, but personalization between that salesperson and that prospect is huge. You can do that in kind of diverse ways now using AI and different tech tools. There's options where you can personalize without having to lean on the salesperson to do everything. So there's a lot of options there just to think about. One other thing, just complexity of services. We talked about kind of that knowledge gap. I think looking at just how complex what you do is and making it easier for the prospect, simplifying the language, creating, again, different elements like the video and the webinars and things just to convey and close that gap and make it easier for them to understand why. Why do I care about this? Why should I be doing this? Why should I be talking to you? So overall, the big thing, brand positioning. Where does your brand as an IT company hold space in that prospect's mind? Building different elements out across the marketing that you're doing is so important in order to differentiate, because what we've seen, and it just is what it is most MSPs, most IT companies are either doing no marketing or poor marketing. So I think just differentiating yourself through a lot of these marketing elements is going to be very beneficial for you. Thanks.